How does the intro go? The intro goes the way that it always goes. You've heard every episode.
I haven't actually.
What's the last episode you
I've
heard?
fallen off. I actually can't remember the recent. I think right before, maybe the Fernandez one I haven't listened to.
Oh, Fernandez not going to be happy about that.
Have you done one or two with him recently?
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
And you haven't heard any since then?
Yeah, sorry.
So, the way that the intro goes is I say, welcome everyone to another episode of Bruvcast, which I've just said.
Okay.
And now we're recording.
Okay.
I'm Raj.
I'm Guggan.
Not Mick. Mick is out this week.
This
He will be back
Mrs.
next
Raj.
week.
Mrs. Raj.
Mrs. Raj?
Yeah. I'm your Mrs. Raj.
Okay. They don't do that anymore. They used to say...
That's our Mrs.
No.
Oh.
Sometimes, like, in Indian, like, culture... They would introduce the wife as Mrs. and the first name of the guy.
Not Indian. It's everybody does that. Mr. and Mrs. David Johnson.
But why does the first name, man's name, come first?
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a man world. It's a manly man world. I have no answers for that.
Yeah.
But that's not just an Indian thing. It's just a thing. All people thing.
I've never heard other people say that.
What? Of course you have. You just don't remember. Okay. Just like you didn't remember about the drooly face emoji. Even though I have proof of you using it over the course of the last 6 years.
Okay, so the drooling emoji, no. I was convinced that there was no drool coming from the mouth.
Are you listening to yourself?
No, but I always thought it was just the eyebrows. One small eyebrow, one eyebrow that's low and one eyebrow that's high. Maybe I just only focused on the eyebrows.
That's not a drooling emoji, though. That's the eyebrows raised emoji.
No, but then the mouth was doing something. I remember now that... I recall now that I forgot.
That was so funny. When you said that, I was like, I'm genuinely concerned about your memory. Like... I was like, there has to be something. I need to get him help. There's something wrong with this.
Maybe I need more badam.
Do you remember in the beginning of our relationship, all we talked about was food? Not all, but a lot of what we talked about was food. And like every time I had something really good or made something really good or like tried something really good, I would always send you a picture of the food and then that drooly emoji.
Yeah. And
then you would do the drooly emoji back.
Yeah.
This is going way back now.
Okay.
And then to have you message me and say, oh my God, there's a drooly emoji now.
No, I didn't say that. I said what I meant when I said that is the drooly emoji has drool on it.
Exactly.
I didn't remember.
Yeah, I know you didn't remember. And I was genuinely concerned about your memory.
So then are you not concerned about it?
No, I'm still concerned about it. Like very concerned.
Yeah.
Like there's not enough badams in the world to help your memory.
It's just there's too many things on my head. That's what the problem is.
And what about me?
There's 2 moths on the ceiling, you know.
I know. The 3, 1 flying around. Oh. The window's been open for ages. Like ages.
Yeah. So
we need to do something about that?
I remember I had a job once and they had a moth infestation.
And was it like this or was there more?
They had moths in the carpet.
Ew!
Yeah, so by the desk, they were like, by where my desk was, there'd be like these little circle patterns into the carpet. And they were like, yeah, we've got moths.
What color were they?
They like, it changes the color of the carpet. It ruins the carpet.
Okay, but we don't have it.
No, we don't have it. So, yeah.
Just because the window's been open and the lights on.
No need to worry. There's no moth nest here yet.
Yeah, but
all it takes one is to lay lay 1 egg, and then...
Did I tell you that I was taking our daughter to nursery one day, and there was a spider on her pushchair. You know the canopy?
Mm-hmm.
On that part, and I didn't notice it until I pulled it open, and then it started crawling towards her head. And babe, I had to go like this and touch the spider. That's mom instinct right there.
Why?
I would never have done that.
Yeah, that's true.
Ever. And then again another day, because it's spring, there's so many flipping bugs everywhere. A bug came and flew and sat on her cheek, and
you slapped her.
No, I couldn't. I had to gently scoop it off without her.
And do you panic when that happens?
No.
You do your garba clap tali.
No, I can't.
That's normally
I'm a
you're
mother
like.
now. I'm a mother now.
Okay.
I have to scoop it off. One time in university, I was at Starbucks with my friends, and we were just all sitting outside, eating, drinking our coffee, whatever. And one of my friends had a flippin' spider crawl down her face.
Into her mouth?
No.
Up her nose?
Nope. I did not let it get there because I went to scoop it off and...
You slapped her?
I slapped her. Hella hard. And there was other people there. It was me, her, and our like guy friend, and he was like, "Oh," because it was slap.
Did you tell her before you went to Damach?
No, I was like, oh my god, and she's like, whoa. And I was like, Phew. So she knew something was there, and then I was trying to be gentle and like scoop it, but I wasn't a mother, so I didn't have that like calm instinct in me.
If you're scared around bugs with her, she's going to be scared around bugs for life.
I know that, which
Yeah.
is why I was chill.
Yeah.
I was chill vibes.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. I did also slap one time for the same reason.
You can say a name.
No, because what if she doesn't want her name on there?
Okay. Well, I think you did say it and then you mouthed it. So you hit her as well.
Anyways.
So, episode 101.
Ooh, 101 Dalmatians. Yeah, I don't know.
Was that just any connection? So if you're good giving a donation, do you do 101 or 51?
No, but like
or 21?
No, that's like the Indian gifting, right?
Yeah.
So you always add the one.
Yeah.
Not donations, birthday presents. Yeah, like if I'm.
No, even with donations.
What?
Yeah, in our community, when this Garba time, they're like, Robin, bye, family, £101.
Well, maybe. I don't know, actually.
Mansukh, bye, family, £201.
Maybe. I don't know. We don't announce it at our Gurdwaras if somebody does a donation.
This is that Garba.
Okay, but that's also a religious thing.
Yeah. No, they do. Well, the way that they do it at ours is that the person that's announcing it is they're the ones that are sponsoring the arti.
Oh.
So then they're allowed to do the arti. Well, they're not allowed to do it, but that's how they do it. So they got to make the money. Got to make the money to keep the community going. Got to hustle.
Money makes the world go round.
Are you just like adding a quote or anything that you can loosely comment? So I have a struggle to share.
Okay.
This is going to be a streamlined episode.
Okay.
Because, full disclosure, we're recording this on the day that it was meant to go out. Because it's so hard to get these episodes out at the moment because there's so many things going on. But this is for you all. So I hope you appreciate the fact that Gagan just jumped on like 20 minutes ago.
Only because you were like, no one wants to record today.
I didn't sound like that.
Yeah, I did.
But it was close. But yeah, thank you for jumping on the pod.
You're welcome.
Your second.
I know.
Second couples episode, but this is your fourth time on.
Couples or third?
No, this is we've only done one episode when we.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was our third.
No. See, my memory's good in some things.
Yeah, some things. Yeah. Tell me your daughter's birthday.
Crickets. You know what? There was one time.
Crickets, folks.
There was one time where I don't know if I've told you this. I had to. It was 3:00 in the morning. She had a fever of like 39.
Yeah.
And you're like, and this had been going on for 4 days.
Oh God. Okay, I remember this now.
And no, it was more than that. It was a week. It was a week. And like that's not normal for it to be that high. Well, at least that's what they've told us. They're like, okay, if it's for that long, then just call us. So then you were like, okay, call 111. So then I called them up, and then they're like, birth date. And then I said a birthday, and they were like, "Can you repeat that, please?" I was like, "Yep." Repeat it, and then there was like, "Can we have the name?" So repeat the name. She's like, "I've got nothing," and I did not want you to hear that back and forth. So then I was like, "Oh, just hold the line 1 second. Sorry, I the line's a bit fuzzy. The line's cutting out." Then I opened up Google Photos and typed passport.
That is so embarrassing. You should be embarrassed.
She's not even 2. She's
That's
not even
so
2, and I cannot remember the birthday. I admit it. I cannot.
That's so bad. That's so bad.
And then I was like, "Oh yeah, this is the birthday." And they're like, "Okay, yeah. Oh yes, we found her." I was like, "Oh yeah, sorry, I don't know what was."
The person on the other line probably knew exactly what was going on.
I think I said, "Oh, it's in the middle of the night. Sorry, I was half asleep."
You do struggle though at nighttime.
What do you mean I struggle?
Like with like waking up, like
Any person, if you wake them up in the middle of the night, is going to struggle.
Yeah, but you are like next level struggle.
Yeah, I'm like a computer. I have to start up. The RAM needs to boot up.
You're like a 1995.
Why?
Computer.
Why?
Because your startup is so slow.
That's so rude.
It's like
okay, no computer. No,
that's a fan.
Okay.
And then it's like, you know how it makes that cracking sound?
Yeah.
And then it's like.
But why? What did I say?
The example you literally just gave.
Okay, that's like me in a high pressure situation. Got a kid that's got a high fever. Stakes are high. I'm still asleep.
I'm sure there's been so many instances. I can't remember right now. But you always struggle at nighttime. Anyway, what was your struggle?
I thought you were going to talk about... I did not even have to say it. I did not even have to say it. I don't think I've said this story.
You mean when
You know what? You give me so much shit about when I'm doing an episode and I'm trying to tell a story. I laugh too much when I'm trying to tell the story.
Every time I think of the story, it makes me laugh. Even sometimes at night, I'll randomly remember it. I'll just be laying in bed laughing. So, this was the time when I thought somebody was breaking into our flat, right?
You got to set it up before. This is what you say. Your listeners must get so annoyed because you start telling a story and then you laugh.
Okay, fine. We were sleeping. We were sound asleep.
Okay.
And I heard this like tapping sound.
Yeah.
Against our wall.
And you're like, babe, did you hear that? That's literally what you did.
And then we were like laying there quietly listening, and it happened again. Same tap. And then you go flying out of the bed. But we had just had our floors cleaned.
Yeah, we had our floors like waxed.
Yeah, I don't know what they were using.
They used because
they must have been using wax. It was so slippery.
The floor has been waxed.
And you were wearing socks to sleep that night.
I don't know why I was wearing socks.
I don't know. You were wearing socks that night.
I don't wear socks.
You stood up. You went sliding across the floor, and then you grabbed like, what did you have underneath the bed? Well, it wasn't a bat. It was a lift opener thingy.
Yeah, it was
the loft hatch.
Yeah, it was like a metal rod.
Yeah,
like a skinny one that's not really going to do anything to anyone.
Pick their nose, maybe. Like, yeah, it was really skinny. But you grabbed it and you went to the window to go see who it was. And again, you went sliding across the room because it was so slippery. And we stood there quiet, like, where's it coming from? And then we get closer to the tap.
I'm pretty sure I fell on my back. Yeah, I did. How are you missing that?
Oh when you slid across the room.
No, I ran. It was those freaking those clips of people that are on ice and they cannot. Their feet are moving. Yeah, their feet are moving, but they're not moving. Like and then you're trying to like. You're looking for friction. You're like, there's no friction here, and you keep going, and you're like, I can't keep this on for going on for much longer. And then I just went on my back, man. and you're just busting up.
I wasn't. I was still
No,
scared.
you were scared, but you were laughing.
Yeah, but I laugh when I'm scared.
On my back. I could have really hurt myself.
But you didn't. You're okay. You're fine. Anyway, we're listening for that tapping sound. Where's that coming from? And it turns out it was my watch, my Apple Watch. The alarm was going off, and it was vibrating on my bedside table. Yeah.
So annoying. Nearly broke my back trying to stop that from happening.
You running in one place is...
I've never slipped like that. I've never slipped like that in my life. And I did it at like 4:00 in the morning. For no reason.
2:00 in the morning.
Okay, 2:00, but for no reason. Just for like jokes.
Babe, all I said was with that noise, and you just went full into like karate martial arts mode.
Okay, we live in the ends, innit? You gotta have your shit on lock.
What did you think? Somebody was scaling the wall? Like there was nothing on that side of the wall.
Yeah, but it could have been a mouse or something.
What?
What? It could have been a mouse. I've had to beat them up before, you know that. Yeah, I've had to hit a mouse.
Okay, but the way you were running was like, I am your protector with this stick.
With this dunda.
Oh my god, that was so funny. I forgot about that. Wait, okay, so what's your struggle now?
What's my struggle?
Yeah.
It's not related to any of that.
Okay.
That was a complete tangent. My struggle is... I mean, it's not like a massive struggle, but it's a struggle nonetheless.
Yeah.
Somebody has emailed us.
Hmm?
Emailed Bruvcast, okay? I'm not going to say the name of the person, but you look at this, like, you can see their picture because it's on Gmail, and you look at this person, you're like, this person does not look like they listen to Bruvcast.
Do you guys have an email address?
Yeah, bruvcastpod@gmail.com.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good reminder, actually. bruvcastpod@gmail.com. Send us your questions, comments, suggestions. If you hate us, if you love us, they're not going to send us money. Most of these people are Gujarati.
Okay.
And send us messages and send us these kinds of stories.
I'm like wheezing now.
And we will be sure to read out your stories and your struggles.
Sorry.
So yes, so this person has done...
Wait a minute, what? I thought you were sharing your struggle.
I'm sharing the struggle.
You're sharing a struggle. Is it your struggle?
Yes.
Okay.
So this person has reached out. Mm-hmm. She was what I would say is not a listener of Bruvcast. Just purely judging the book by its cover, which I might be doing wrong.
Okay.
But when I read the message, I'm like, yeah, you definitely don't listen to the podcast. So it says, "Hi Raj and Nick, I was in stitches listening to your latest episode where you recounted the mystery man's grand failure on the water and your own epic dating adventures like the marathon barbershop adventures and Santa mode proposals. It's genuinely the humor and candid confessions that make Bruvcast a must listen for me every week." Okay. That is pretty much word for word the description of the episode.
Just rejigged.
Just rejigged.
So
and then this person is saying, in the spirit of engaging storytelling and shared experiences, I'd love to bring XXX to your attention as a potential guest. XXX is an author and
XXX?
Okay, I'm not saying the name of the person.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute.
Actually, does it matter if I say the name of the person? I'm not going to say their full name.
Just say Josh Mo.
Joshna. Okay.
Okay.
Joshna is an author and certified leadership coach. I can't imagine a Joshna that's a leadership coach. Anyway, whose journey is rich with insights and handling life's expectations and challenges with a blend of courage and wit that would perfectly complement your show. Her memoir, Son, and I can't say the name of the memoir. I'm going to say, let's for argument's sake, saying Sun and Socks, offers a profound exploration of cultural identity and self-discovery against the backdrop of her experience, caregiving journey, and overcoming illness. Okay. There's like no overlap. There's no overlap. You haven't read
So it's not Joshna who sent it to you. It's her
It's her PR person.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
She needs to hire a new PR
person. Your PR person is Gusyo.
Yeah.
What do you say? How do you say Gusyo in Punjabi? Kachre.
No, what? No, that's also a Gujarati word.
You don't say kachro?
No.
Kachra?
I don't think so. I've never heard that word.
Okay. Well, if there's any Punjabi listeners, please educate Gagan. Going back to this person.
Yeah.
With a social media reach of 8,000 engaged readers, Joshna could bring new ears to your podcast.
But maybe
her story
touches. Struggle. Remember, you know how you guys say share the struggle, find the funny?
This person has not listened to the episode. They've literally just been like, oh, seems like you have some following. And look, you look like you're brown people talking about mental health. Why don't you just jump on? I am all down for collaboration. We've collaborated with many people, but at least take the time to listen to the damn episode and with this like bot. And then I ignored it. Yeah. Did not follow up. 3 days afterwards. Hi, I hope you're both doing great. I thought I'd share something exciting about Joshna, whose stories and insights could really captivate your listeners. Joshna has such a fantastic background for running a business, being a speaker, and working at major corporations. Okay. It's like this person has had memory loss and forgotten that they've already messaged me.
Bot.
No, because then I checked the profile and it's a legit PR person.
It's either a bot or it's like a really bad PR person who's just tried to use AI but doesn't know how to prompt it appropriately. So this is a great example of how AI can go wrong. Yeah.
So if you're going to do this kind of thing, people, be responsible with your prompting. That's how you do it, isn't it? Yeah. Pro tip. You do a prompt and you say kind of like critique that and improve it. And that's how you get the better version. Okay. There you go. It's just dropping some free tips there for you AI listeners out there.
AI listeners? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the struggle.
Okay.
It's a bit frustrating.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
You have to sift through a bunch of...
Yeah, we have to sift through it. I check the emails. Thank you for those of you that do email us. I very much appreciate it. But yeah, this Joshna, unfortunately, is not going to come on.
Especially for a small podcast, because you're like, ooh, this could be good for us. Like,
yeah,
I love a good PR, not PR, what's it called? Collab.
I love a collab. Love a collab. We've had great collabs. Collab. Okay. We had good ones. Yeah. But they've been people who we know their story, they know our story. So it's mutual.
Yeah. It makes sense. It's also good for listeners.
Yeah, it gives some variety and variation. Not in this situation.
Yeah. I can see how that's frustrating.
All right. Share the struggle. Find the funny.
Okay. My struggle. I don't feel like I have a good one. I'll tell you what I was going to use, considering I had like a 15-minute notice for this. But you know how today I had like an appointment that I needed to go to, except I didn't have an appointment. It was supposed to be walk-in, even though I called ahead of time to ask if they do it. And the person I spoke to, I could have actually made an appointment with them. But they were like, yeah, that location does it as well. And I was like, okay. Went there today. Oh, we can't take you today because you need an appointment. And I was like, okay. But the guy at the reception is the one who I was talking to. And you know those people who are just like, they just, when you're talking to them, they just stare at you just for a second too long.
Oh, yeah.
When you're talking to them. Like you finished what you're saying, but
they're still looking at you.
They're still processing. And they're just staring at you. And then they start talking.
Oh.
But then they just like, he was really good at his job. You could tell he was very like, he was really trying to do a good job and like standout job, right? So he's like, but let me see if the nurse is available to come and talk to you.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. He's like, I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. He apologized so many times. And then he walked away. came back and he was like, she's on a call. She'll come out and she'll talk to you about it. I was like, okay. Put my headphones in. I'm sitting there. I'm on my phone, going through my phone. I'm not even phased by like how long it's taking her. I was like, I don't really have time. I don't have to be anywhere. And he goes, I see him, like his little head pop up over the desk. And,
like a meerkat.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining him. I'm just imagining him like a meerkat.
He kind of looked like that.
Okay.
He did. He had the big eyes and the teeth. He was really nice. I shouldn't make fun of him. But he couldn't pronounce my name for the life of him. Anyway, I see his head pop up, and I'm like deeply engrossed in my phone, but I see it from like there. And he goes, he's like still like there for a while, and I realize he's talking to me. So I take my headphones out. I'm like, what? And he's like, I just want to apologize. I know she's just going to be a bit longer. She's on a conference call, but she'll be out shortly. It hadn't even been 2 minutes.
Yeah, but he's just
he was trying really hard. He was trying really hard. And he's like, but I can see you're entertaining yourself. And I was like, yep, I'm fine. No rush. Put my headphones back in on my phone. A couple minutes later, Meerkat Bob pops over the reception again.
Meerkat Bob.
And I was like, oh, yes? I'm so sorry.
Oh, you
Dude, he did that like 3-4 times. And I was like, I'm actually okay. I'm entertained.
But maybe because you were standing there, maybe you should
I wasn't standing, I was sitting.
Oh.
I sat down because he was like, have a seat. Do you want a refreshment? Do you want some water? Do you want a coffee? And I was like, I'm okay. He's like, don't be shy. I was like, honestly, I'm okay. I don't need anything. He's like, are you sure? I was like, I'm okay. And then there was like very like intense staring, you know, like,
yeah.
I'm probably making fun of somebody who's like socially challenged or something. I'm going to go to hell. But anyways, my struggle. She did come out eventually. She did also apologize. But I still have to go back tomorrow.
Maybe he was like, it was his first day.
It wasn't his first day.
Why?
It wasn't his first day. A first day person would have been like, okay, I don't know who to call. I don't know who to ask.
Oh, so he knew like...
Yeah, because he went, ran up the stairs to look for this person. They weren't there. Then he came back, and then he went to the other area and looked for that person. Like he knew his way around.
But why was he just staring at you?
You know when you're talking to someone?
Yeah.
And then you stop talking, like you're waiting for them to respond, and then they just look at you for a second longer.
Moments.
Yes. It was a very odd interaction. I'm also weird, so maybe I was making it weird. I was probably making it weird.
I think you think you're socially awkward, but you're actually not socially awkward.
I'm pretty freaking socially awkward. You just like me, so you don't realize.
No, but I don't think you're as socially awkward as you think you are.
Okay, I went to that Mum's cheese and wine night.
Mum's cheese and wine night.
I don't know if this is socially awkward, but I get so in my head when I'm having social interactions that I sweat. I literally sweat.
Okay.
And when I drink now, I sweat even more. So they have these wooden chairs, like dark blue wooden chairs. And I was telling them how we went to, I think, California, maybe. And our daughter fell asleep. And I was like, she fell asleep on, we did have 3 seats. So she actually had her own seat. But she wanted to sleep straight and didn't want to, like, be held. And I was like showing them that I had to scoot to the edge of the seat. So I'm sitting at the table on my chair, scooting to the edge of the chair that I'm sitting on to show them where I had to sit. And I look down and there's sweat marks on their dark blue dining table.
Dining table?
Sorry, dining chair. My ass was sweating. What? I always thought it was in my head, but it's fucking
real. So hold on. That makes it sweat more when you realize something's sweating.
So then I'm sitting there sweating even more because I'm sweating, and the mom.
Did they clock?
The mom sitting next to me saw it.
Well, she saw the patch,
but she didn't say anything, obviously. But then. And now I'm sweating even more because I'm like, oh my gosh, she knows I sweat. She probably thinks I'm disgusting. What if she thinks I peed myself? It was a lot of sweat, man.
So you didn't acknowledge it. Did you stop the story?
No.
You just carried on the story. Did you have a pause?
Yeah, but I had already paused for effect.
Oh, okay. You paused for effect.
Yeah. And then that was it. Quickly scooted over. I really thought it was in my head, but now I know. Now I'm always going to be paranoid. I think I was even wearing jeans. No. I wasn't. I wasn't wearing jeans.
That's hilarious, man.
Yeah, for some.
Everyone sweats.
From their butt?
Okay, I don't know. I've never... No, but when I played football and stuff, you can feel it. There's sweat everywhere. Sweat's coming from every part of your body.
You were doing a physical activity.
But it's your body.
I was sitting there.
Yeah, but your body, your...
I was
don't know why you get socially anxious so much.
I get in my head. I'm like Nick, man. I get in my head about it. You're really in my head about it. It's so bad. Anyway.
And here you are telling the story to hundreds of people.
I'm fine with embarrassing myself. I don't care about that
okay.
stuff.
No problem.
I was even going to tell that story about when we drove to with mom.
Oh my god.
But I'm not going to. That's, I think, a level just too far. That's for close family and friends.
You've...
No, I'm sorry, guys.
That's so rude.
So I'm not telling anybody.
That's the worst thing.
Would you?
It's not my story.
Exactly. It's my story. I'm
not
not
my story. But, people can extrapolate from this story and then say, what could be a worse story?
Okay, you're leading. Stop. Stop. I think I would actually be embarrassed.
Okay. All right. Guggen's got the giggles.
Sorry, okay. Do you remember, was it yesterday when I was laughing? Why was I laughing so
You were laughing while you were sleeping.
I wasn't asleep. I was awake.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I was laughing at. I have no idea. I just couldn't stop laughing.
I asked you, I was like, are you laughing?
Yeah. And I said, yeah.
And then I couldn't.
I said, yeah.
Yeah, but then you did tell me, but I can't remember what it was. I mean, I think I was half asleep.
You're always half asleep, man.
I've definitely done that. I've recorded episodes late at night and I've come to bed and I'm still laughing.
Yeah, you have done that. Yeah.
Because the episodes...
And I've had to been like, shh, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but that makes you laugh even more.
Yeah, but then my thing is like, you're going to wake up the kid.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
when the kid wakes up, nobody's laughing.
No one's laughing. Well, I think that's us for time.
Yeah. It was a long episode, wasn't it?
It was longer than expected.
Yeah, how long was it then?
About half an hour. Thank you, Guggen. Appreciate you for joining us. Thank you, Miss Raj.
Mrs.
I'm
married.
Mrs. Raj.
You're welcome. Miss Raj.
Thank you to the listeners. Thanks, you guys. For making it to 101.
101.
101 Dalmatians.
101 Dalmatians.
But on a serious note, send us some comments, questions, everything. Yep. We want to hear it. We want to hear the struggles. We want to hear about where you sweat.
That's so rude.
I'm a sweaty person. I'm not going to lie. I'm a very
person.
Sweaty person. I'm a very sweaty individual.
I only sweat in social situations.
I sweat in all situations. I'm probably sweating right now. Probably sweating right now.
You know, anytime we now see your friends or family, and if they listen to this episode and I'm there, they're going to be like, Duggan's over here just sweating her ass away.
There's a whole new meaning to sweating my ass off. Anyway, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Share the struggle, find the funny. Thank you, Guggen, and see you later.
Bye.
Bye.